know what? Unfortunately and fortunately, it's my second marriage. So I've been a
Mm.
part of intimately 3 families. My
Mm.
family, of course, my
Mm-hmm.
current wife, and my ex-wife family. And we have these family meetings. And I'm sure this goes on everywhere. So it start good. Everybody able to say what they want to say throughout.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
everybody try to divide, blame along the
Yeah.
way, right?
Yeah.
But at some point in every meeting, inevitably, most people start realizing, mama really it's really
Mama
on
is
mama.
the problem. Mama is the whole reason.
Right. But
But
go ahead. Go ahead.
if you tell mama that, my mama in
Woo.
particular, she'll start crying.
Yes.
Get up out of it, cry.
Meeting over,
Yeah.
mama crying and the meeting. So
Mm-hmm.
I've never been a part of a family meeting where mama didn't end up taking blame. The
Mm-hmm.
meeting didn't go bad at that point. And she mad at everybody for a week.
But I don't think I think
Yes.
it's just women, period, in general, just lack accountability.
And that's why I appreciate your video so much, because you're calling things out as they are. Another thing you said in the video, you talked about them ruining or being willing to ruin legacy, pretty much being okay with supporting the wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about that a little bit there. What did you mean by that?
What I mean by that is anybody go to jail, they know how to ante up money to get them out. Anything negative, they're gonna support. But if somebody is graduating, nobody is anteing up money for that. Nobody is in support of nothing good. But when it comes down to bad, everybody is there and support putting in the pot and that stuff, but nothing, but not for nothing good.
And it's your view that that's led by the mothers.
Yes,
Correct.
because the mother is the ringleader saying, what y'all got in on the pot? We need to get so-and-so out of jail. But, her granddaughter graduate or her daughter graduate, nobody is putting in the pot on graduation gift. Nobody is taking her out to dinner. Nobody is doing nothing positive in that way. But when it comes down to negative, everybody is in support. And mom is the ringleader.
Wow. That's a powerful thing. And I grew up in a hood called Pleasant Grove.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of it, Ida. I love it. That's where I'm from, but I won't go back.
Mm.
But but one thing you saw consistently was mothers coddling their sons, and sons won't move out further to launch. Sons wouldn't move out to 25, 27, 30.
Or still.
Right. But even if they do move out, they can easily come back and always have their door open. And don't get me wrong, I believe in the Black community we can do better in setting our children up for the real life. But it's because you haven't, is why they have to keep coming back. But just seeing friends of mine 20 years later still in the same state, most of them are drunks and still living with their mom or always there, can't stand on their own feet, is mainly because of that dynamic you just mentioned. Anytime, these are also career criminals and jailbirds that I'm referring to, and his mom always, every time they come home, oh, my baby, just going crazy over celebrating them. But then you had this baby boy who was a star football player, actually had opportunity to go do something with his life, and because he didn't feel supported, he ended up dropping out.
Yes.
I might as well go do what brothers and them did.
Oh, that sounds familiar. That sounds so familiar. I mean, that's somebody else's story though, but that sounds so familiar. Yeah. So you was the football player?
No, I'm talking about a close friend of mine that I had.
Oh, close friend. Okay.
Yeah. I give my mom credit on this. I talk so much stuff about it on this channel. I might as well say something good about it. She was a stickler. She was a stickler for me not getting in trouble. She laid the law down with that type of stuff. She was a bit of a drill sergeant, but she did let me get away with a lot of stuff because as long as I showed her a certain personality in front of her, she knew I wasn't gonna get no trouble. So that's how I got my clothes and my cars and all that stuff. My sister and them couldn't sneeze in the house without, her coming down hard on me.
And that's another thing. They pushed their daughters out so young. 15, 16, 17. They pushed them out into survival mode while the sons get to lay up until he's 40, 50, 60 years old. And matter of fact, they're going to pass the house down to him. But the daughter, you got to go.
Right. Well, I'll let you tell me exactly what you think it is, but here's my speculation. Typically, and we're mainly talking about single mother households or where there's a stepdad involved, something like that. That's what I'm talking about, at least.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want that competition around the house. You know, depending on how close in age they are, that mom's reminding them of how they used to look, and she's seeing her
Mm.
man maybe cutting his eyes at the daughter.
Mm.
What you think about that?
Yeah, that's the same with the stepfather or boyfriend, and it's the same with the son also, even though she's not physical with the son, but it's still a male. It's male attention. So it goes for any male. She's going to feel like the daughter is her competition. So that's why
Yeah.
she's belittling her daughter, saying she never will be nothing. She never going to amount to nothing, all that stuff, because she's trying to emotionally wreck her, basically.
That's so real. Love your TikTok, and I see you have these type of conversations all the time. I do as well on my channel, my content, things of that nature. But you can put all these problems out there and talk about the issue, exposing these issues. It seems like it's obvious, but somebody will still come to you and say, "What's the solution?" I mean, it seems like it will be obvious. You know, if I'm telling you what this problem is, go fix it. Like if I come tell you your breath stink, I ain't got to tell you what to do. Go brush your teeth.
Right.
But anyway, if for those who are watching this who say, okay, what's the solution to that? You say what?
What do I think the solution would be? It's like, I don't know. You can't control other people. You can't control your mother. You can't control no one. Honestly, it's no solution for that per se. But the daughters, after they get grown or get to a certain point, can move away and never look back and move on with their life. But you can't change no one. So I don't think there's no solution, no actual solution for that.
Wait a minute. So I got to make sure I understand you properly. You're saying it is a proper choice for a daughter to cut her parent off, or cut her mom off?
Definitely. Because I don't think you can heal in the same place that hurt you, basically. Can't heal.
Oh,
You would either need to distance yourself or cut them off totally. And when you distance yourself, that just don't do it. It just don't cut it, because they will keep with the manipulation tactics still every time. It's not going to change. It's going to be something different, but they're not going to change.
yeah. Oh, wow. So what about this whole dynamic and this whole pushback you get from the Black community that say, hey, you only got one mama. You gotta respect them, gotta love them forever. You can do
Well,
whatever you want to daddy, but you got one mama. What you say?
I think they in denial. They don't want to face their trauma. So that's why they like, oh, you only get one mama, because if I cut my mom off and you have went through trauma and you don't want to face it, that could be why. They don't want to have to like unpack all those old feelings, all that trauma. So they just say, you just got one mama, basically deal with it. And you cannot grow like that. Ain't no way in the world you can grow or heal if you steady stuck with all those emotions.
Let me ask you this: what do you think that comes from? Like we know that for those individuals, what you just said is definitely fitting. But we look at just the Black community as a whole. What we are in now is a complete matriarchy, in my opinion, where it's totally ran by mothers, whether it's a single household or there are fathers there, but fathers are pretty much passive or never home or whatever the case may be. It's rare that we see strong fathers leading the family. So where do you think this whole dynamic of just honoring mothers come from, specifically for the Black community, to the extent that it becomes, like you say, manipulation?
I don't know. I think it's just generational. It's literally passed down. What goes on in this house stays in this house. I think it just goes, it just pass on. It just pass along, where everybody just keep quiet and it's normalized. Being quiet is normalized. Like, you can actually be the one to get molested, beat on, whatever, and you're going to be quiet because that's what everybody else is doing or have told you to do. But I think it has a lot to do with healing. If no one is healing, there's no way you can break the cycle. The ones that is healing, they breaking the cycle and they cutting their family off.
I never accepted the whole idea that you should keep family in your life forever. You know, extended family. I understand you're like the only person I believe that you're required biblically to stay in ties with is your spouse. You know, other than that, you know, even my beautiful daughters. One day we may go at it, and you know, I got some pretty strict rules here. Hey, I love you, but bye. Go find, obviously you got
No,
better
that's
ideas for your
true.
life.
That's
I
true.
mean, I just don't understand this, especially extended family. You know,
Hmm.
they came to Jesus one time. They were talking about him being a man of peace and all that. And he was like, man, don't assume I came for peace, but I came with
Mm,
a sword. Then he started listing family dynamic, family relationship that you should be willing to break in order to follow
hmm
him, in order to
hmm
stay true to him. The only one of the relationships he did not say is the husband and wife, but he definitely said mother against daughter. And
hmm
I think that's something that we have to keep in the back of our mind, in front of our mind, honestly. Not just for anything, don't get me wrong, but we know we're surrounded by mothers who are utilizing evil tactics to get their agendas pushed. So
Even
those are not
putting kids against one another
absolutely. Oh, that's
to
their
get
favorite
their way.
thing right there.
Hmm.
They call that sibling to men. Next thing you know, you got a hollering sibling that you like. Hold on,
They always
did
want
you?
to be the. They always want to be the middleman. They want to be the parent. The
Yeah.
mother want to be the middleman between everybody.
And then they throw their hands up like they had nothing to do with nothing. And you're so right. You can't heal from the same place that you were wounded. It's just gonna keep recreating, keep opening the same wound. I just anybody who's watching this, I really, really hope that you are taking heed to this and understand that your peace matters way more than your
Yes.
blood. Your peace matters way more than what the family you grew up with. And man, I hope this conversation's been encouraging. Ida, I want you to first off tell us how we can find you on
Hmm.
TikTok, wherever else you may be, and also close us out today. Let us know, let the audience know, let myself know, just a final message that you may have to give us on this topic.
Okay, you can find me on TikTok at Ida Elizabeth with 2 H's. And I'm also on YouTube under Ida Elizabeth Advice. I just want all the young girls, especially, to know that's actually going through the mother and daughter dysfunction, that a lot of it is projection. Your mom's reality is not your reality. Your mom's hurt is not your hurt. You can create your life and start a new family and build a support system, and that don't have to be your life or the end of your story.
So beautiful said. Ida, thanks so much for joining today. Really appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you much.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Mel. Thank you for joining my channel. Thank you for checking things out here. Oftentimes, we go on people's pages and are like, man, what is going on here? What is the purpose of this channel? So let me be clear. The purpose of this channel is to speak truth regarding the nuclear family. And when I say truth, I'm not saying my truth, not your truth, but the Lord's truth. All about the word, all about the ways and the will of God. What does he have to say about the nuclear family? And I believe the generations of today, whether it be Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, Gen Y, whatever the case may be, I believe now we have a very toxic relationship regarding marriage, regarding family, regarding having children. We're in a toxic dynamic as we speak. And honestly speaking, a lot of the answers that we're looking for in our community, a lot of the cures and a lot of the answers would come from a proper, fulfilled family home. If you go down the line of everyone's individual trauma, there you will find some negligence or some type of issue that they had with their parents. So here on this channel, we address those things head on. We don't place fear in those issues and avoid the topic. We do what Jesus did. And when he said, don't assume that I came for peace, but I came with a sword. I came to turn family members against family members if it means you following me. If you have to cut them off, if you have to address them and have arguments for you to follow me, so be it. And I think at this point in our society, we're at the so be it stage. So here at Life Coaching by Mel, I'm all about bringing healing to that. And the number one way to do that is have honest conversations. So if that's something you like, that's something you're into, that's something you really want to be a part of, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to comment. Let me know what you think about everything. I do my best to respond as often as I can. I want to hear from you guys. This is not about me. It's about healing our nation, healing our states, healing our cities, healing our community, healing our homes. Love you guys. Take care.
Let's go.